Here's something that attractive men do really well. They know what it is that they want and they go after it. Women find it so attractive when men have the confidence to go after what it is they want. For example, instead of saying "wanna hang out sometime," a guy who is confident will say, "I wanna take you out. What are you doing this Friday?" So stop getting in your head about things like your height or your appearance, because those things matter a lot less to women when you are confident.
So many men try and build rapport with women by being agreeable, and it does not work. On a first date, they get to the restaurant and the woman says, "Isn't this restaurant gorgeous? I just love the decor." And a weak man says, "Oh yeah, me too. I love it as well." Even if that's not his real opinion. He's trying to agree with her to make her like him. A confident man doesn't do that. He knows his own tastes. He knows himself. And he knows he has a right to express his preferences, and he's not scared of rejection for it. She says, "Oh, I just love the decor." And he's like, "Oh, I'm so glad you like it. It's not really my taste. My style is a bit more like this or a bit like that, and I would probably change these things. But I'm pleased to know what you like, and I can see what you mean. It does have some charm." You know, it's not rude, it's not abrasive, but it's also not some basic NPC response from a man whose highest aspiration in life is to carry her purse. You own your preferences. You're not afraid to state them. You declare yourself to be an entity that is real, that is solid. You're someone whose preferences and tastes needs to be taken into account. When you walk into the restaurant and she suggests that you sit at a certain table, if you don't like it, say so. "I'm so sorry, not that one. I always prefer sitting at a table like that one. That's what I like. Do you mind?" If she's pushing the conversation over and over to a topic that you don't find interesting, say something. Say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not more engaged. This isn't something that I think about much. But I am really interested in that trip that you said that you took. Do you mind if we switch topics and talk more about that? I have heaps of questions." Again, you're not rude. You're being socially calibrated, but you're not some empty pushover. At the end of the night, you state what you want plainly. "You're so cute. I want to hold your hand. I want to kiss you. I want to take you home." Whatever it is, you assert yourself, not in a cocky, arrogant way, just in a confident way. It speaks of self-esteem, that you know that you are important, that what you want matters, and you're not afraid to say so and to go after it, because you know that the satisfaction of your desires is important. That is the behavior that is attractive to women. That's what makes you a desirable man. Women are not attracted to weak men.
I think a lot of women like myself run into this issue where if a guy is weak, we could smell it on you from a mile away. And if you're going to be a weak man, we will dominate you, not intentionally, but in just like, this man's not doing anything. He's not leading me. Like, I have to step up and wear the pants. And that is the worst dynamic for relationships. It just creates so many issues.
It creates a lot of resentment.
I hate to break it to you, but right now we are a society of weak men. We have been beaten down, shamed, criticized, ignored, told that we're the cause of all the problems in the world. And it's gotten to the point where even the thought of being assertive, of thinking of yourself as important, that's terrifying to most men. They don't want to fulfill that caricature of like the entitled, privileged man who embodies the toxic patriarchy. He's scared because he thinks that being that guy is going to lead to criticism, rejection, abandonment. This is the challenge that faces modern men. To be yourself and to be confident in yourself is almost like taking a political stand at this point. It feels dangerous because your self-esteem is running directly counter to the cultural messaging that you have been fed. Do not underestimate the power of all of that propaganda that has been seeping into your brain. Human beings are social creatures. We form the image of ourselves based on the feedback that we're getting. Children who are born to loving parents who show that they care, support, and appreciate their children, always spend time with them, those kids grow up with a healthy self-esteem. Kids who are abused or neglected by their parents, they grow up with a lot of self-esteem issues, a lot of insecurity. It's not complicated. It's clear how this works. But this is the predicament of the modern man. How is he meant to form a positive self-image about himself? To feel like he's important and what he wants matters? That he has every right to assert himself when consistently the feedback that he gets from everybody around him is that he does not matter. That he is a privileged man and that he only has a right to exist if he's serving others. That he's sacrificing his interests for the benefit of other people, namely women. I'm not confused about or surprised that modern men have self-esteem issues, that they're low in confidence. That seems obvious to me, completely predictable. Men's self-image in the modern day is a direct result of the messaging that they have been fed. We aren't praising men. We're not celebrating their heroism. We're not complimenting their masculinity, thanking them for all that they do. We're just shitting on them constantly. So you have an entire generation of guys who feel as though they're not important, that they don't matter, that nobody cares about them. And even when they are in crisis and they need help, they need support, they don't feel like they deserve connection. They don't feel worthy to reach out and ask for help, to try and talk to somebody. I've got this clip to play you and it's absolutely heartbreaking. But before we do that, I want to talk about something uplifting, which is that the days of sneakily borrowing your girlfriend or your sister's skincare products are over. Thanks to Tiege Hanley, who have created a range of skincare products specifically designed for men. If you want to have young, healthy looking skin, then it's all about maintenance. So what are you currently doing about skincare? Do you have a skincare routine? Or is this something that seems too complicated, too difficult to figure out? Well, luckily, the sponsor of today's video, Tiege Hanley, has done all of the hard work for you. Their starter box comes with everything that you need. You've got your AM cream, PM cream, your facial scrub, your daily moisturizer, and an instruction card that tells you which product to use at what time of day and how much to apply. Just do what they say and then watch your skin improve. They've made it so simple. If you live in the US, they'll even ship it directly to your door for free. Tiege Hanley also have some brand new products in their range. Check out this body scrubber. This is a premium silicone body scrubbing tool. And the best news is that when you order the starter pack, you can choose this item and they'll throw it in as a completely free gift. In addition to 40% off your first order, to make this deal even crazier, they're then offering 20% off for life. This deal is generous, but these guys are confident you're going to love their products because they have over 7,000 five-star reviews. So give it a try. That body scrubber that has a $20 value, I use it every day in the shower. It feels amazing. Click on the link in the description box below and get started today. So I was talking about how hard it is for men to act confident in a society that constantly treats them like garbage. How little support there is for men who are struggling. How little care. I'm going to play a clip that I found very revealing.
Be honest, who do you call when you are at your lowest? Who is that one person?
Nobody. I'm a man. No one cares.
Not a single soul. Nobody.
No one. Because I'm all alone.
I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that I don't call anyone.
Nobody. I'm a guy. Nobody gives a shit.
Speaking for the guys when I say this, literally no one.
Y'all call someone?
Nobody. Just nobody. Got no one to talk to, so nobody. Who cares? Nobody.
No one. I'm a man. No one cares.
No one. Not a single fucking person.
I wouldn't call anyone. I wouldn't turn to a single person on this earth because they don't care. They will just find a way to use it against me one day.
We can call somebody? I just thought nobody gave a fuck because I was a man.
When the message that you receive from the society around you is so relentless, so consistent that you don't matter, that nobody cares about your struggles, that you are privileged and entitled and you need to constantly apologize for how toxic your masculinity is. Like, honestly, tell me, how is the average man supposed to act confident and assertive in the face of so much hate? You want to know why there's a men's mental health crisis? It's because of this. It's one of the reasons why I created the Hero Circle. And I'm not going to do a whole spiel about it, but me and a team of facilitators, we run these weekly support discussion groups for men. And I created it because it's important that we support each other, that men get the message that they matter, what they're going through matters. There's a link down below if you want to join one of the Hero Circles. But men are struggling collectively. The self-esteem and confidence of men across our society is at an all-time low. So much doubt, so much self-hatred, so much guilt, so little confidence. And even when you do come across men who seem to be full of self-importance, arrogance, narcissism even, understand that that is often an overcorrection from the terror that you feel being in an environment where it seems like nobody cares about you. When you are treated as though you're completely unimportant, the psyche just can't handle that. It's too scary. And so as a coping mechanism, your psyche takes matters into its own hands and it creates this alternate ego that views itself as super important, entitled to the best of everything, hyper arrogant and entitled. But it's done that to shield against the terror of how insignificant it truly feels itself to be. Now, you don't want to be that guy. I'm not encouraging anybody in my audience to become arrogant, entitled, exploitative, anything like that. But truthfully, there is some wisdom to be taken from those kinds of men in the sense of they're taking matters into their own hands. As a man, you need to know what I'm about to say as an absolute fact, okay? Listen closely. No one is coming to rescue you. You are not some princess who's stuck at the top of a tower who can just comfortably wait for some white knight to gallop up on his horse and rescue you. That's not going to happen. You are a man. If you want out of that prison, then you need to figure it out by yourself. I'm not saying you don't deserve compassion. I'm here on this video. I feel your pain. I have compassion for you. I'm not saying you don't deserve any support. That's why I created the Hero Circle, so men could support each other. But fundamentally, at the end of the day, really when it comes right down to it, it's on you. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Now, I know that that is a bummer to hear, particularly for you guys who did not get your childhood needs met. Legitimately, there is a time in a child's development when he should be able to comfortably expect that he's going to be rescued. You're just a little kid. When you encounter difficulties, you're crying, you're overwhelmed, your parents should come in and help. They should soothe you. If you didn't get that, then emotionally, there's going to be a part of you that feels entitled to it, like you are owed something, and in a sense, you're correct. That's why I advocate for therapy, to give men those missing experiences that will help make their psyche whole. But even that's not a magic cure. The most highly professionally trained therapist in the world is still not going to rescue you. I'm sorry if this is difficult to hear, but this is the reality as I see it for men. You are fundamentally, at the most basic level, on your own. No one is coming to save you. I'm saying this not because I want to bum you out or depress you. It's actually the opposite, because when I figured this out about my life, about existence, about being a man, it helped me massively. It might be difficult to swallow at first, but when I finally accepted that that was the reality of the situation, I felt at peace. I was in my early 20s and I looked around and I realized that nobody cared. Nobody was looking out for my happiness. It might sound depressing, but it was actually quite liberating. Putting words to something that I'd always suspected to be true, but had never acknowledged inside myself, never had heard anybody speak out loud. But now it was out in the open. I'd realized it in my mind and it was done. I'd said it. No one cares. No one's coming to rescue me. I found it freeing, because if that's true, then I don't need to wait anymore. It gave me permission to take control of my own life. If no one else is out there making sure that I'm happy, well then fuck, I'm gonna do it. I'm absolutely determined to be happy. I'm gonna make that happen. If nobody is living for me, then I don't need to live for anybody else. I'll live for myself. I'll do what I want to do. Now at age 36, I'm a very confident man. I'm not an arrogant prick about it, but my confidence is obvious. When you observe my life, you can see it, because at a practical level, I don't ever do something that I don't want to do. My life is not a concession to other people filled with sacrifices and compromises. When you see my life, what you're seeing is a pure, unfiltered expression of what it is that I want. Where I live, what I eat, who I'm friends with, how I spend my time. Even when I am helping other people, it's because I like those people. I want to help them. That's my choice. Every single thing that I do in my life, I do because I want to. There's no secret agenda. There's no hidden dreams or aspirations in my mind. I value my life and my happiness to an insanely high degree. In the whole world, there's nobody who is more important to me than me. My life is precious. Existence is a miracle. I've got one life and I'm gonna fucking make the most of it. And you wanna know the most ironic part is that when you do that, when you take charge of your own life, you take that responsibility, when you don't actually need to be rescued anymore, that's when the support from other people starts to pour in, even from women. I can think of 4 women in my life who would drop everything and come and support me if I asked them to. No questions asked. If that's what I needed, they would come and help me. Women supporting men, it does happen.
I'm broke.
I don't care. Look at me. I don't care what the we have to go through. I'm gonna go through it with you. We're gonna go through it together. Listen. If you gotta stay with me and find a job, we're gonna sit all night going through applications together. I will not let you fall. You understand me? I am never going to let you fall. I'm always going to have your back. Look at me. You're not broke. You're fine. You got us. And I got us too. So I'm going to be here for you. Always. Okay? You understand me? We're going to get through this. I'm not going to let you go down the drain. I love you for who you are, for your personality, not for what you got. I don't care if you're rich, you're poor. I don't care about none of that shit.
So for guys like that, or for me, how do you explain the support that I have from the women in my life? Well, there's two things. Number one is that women are happy to support me so long as they can sense that ultimately the responsibility for myself still resides inside me. There is a big difference between I'm solving this problem, but I welcome your help and support, versus I need you to solve this for me. The frame is absolutely essential. While I welcome the support from all of those women, I never expect them to mother me. I'm not looking to be rescued. And as such, they are comfortable giving me support, knowing that they're never going to have to take ultimate responsibility. And the number two thing I always keep in mind is that the support that I receive is not infinite. The love and the support that I have from the women in my life is not some random luck. It's not some gift that they're giving me. I've earned it. That's the straight up truth. I'm entitled to their support. For those women, and some of them are family and friends, by the way, I don't have 4 wives. I'm not some polygamist or anything. But for each of those 4 women, I have been there for them and I have supported them. They've supported me too, no doubt. But I'm always giving just as much, if not more, back than I'm receiving. That's why I'm so confident in this support. They are repaying what is owed. I have generated a sincere love for me inside the hearts of all of those women. And that love translates into support when I need it. This is not theory. This has happened multiple times. They've proven it. Inside those relationships, I have earned that love. And in fact, part of the realization that nobody cares about me, no one is coming to rescue me, is that it made me very focused on human relationships. Because realizing that I was never going to receive infinite or unconditional love and support made me start to investigate, well, what level of support can I expect and what can I do in my life? What kind of a person can I become to make sure that I'm getting the maximum possible of what is realistic to expect? So I took charge of my life and I created those relationships. I don't spend any time with toxic, low quality people. It's pointless. They have nothing to offer me. I focused on finding those types of women who were high quality, who would love and support me, who I could count on. And I don't feel dependent on those relationships because I know I was the one who created them and I could do it again. This might seem strange to hear this, but I'm 100% confident in my lovability. I'm extremely lovable. And that's a great combination, being responsible and accountable to yourself while also being lovable. This is the sort of energy that women are attracted to. I'm not codependent. I'm not looking for anybody to mother me. I know at the core of my being that as a man, if I want to be happy, I have to do it myself. But knowing that, I find very freeing, and I hope that you do too. This video is actually part 2 of a series on confidence, and I'll put a link to part 1 if you haven't seen that yet. But for now, I'm going to kick it over to Christine so that she can give her female perspective on what I've just shared.
Hi everyone, I'm Christine Grace Smith, and if you would like to hear my reaction to this video, you can find it on Alexander's Patreon. If you're interested in hearing my female perspective on this topic, please come over and sign up to his Patreon.